me. My hair is in a ponytail. Don't I just talk about the most interesting things? Like, I'm just so interesting. So today I'm doing another squishy makeover video. Probably my oldest current series. No, Create This Book is, but this is probably my second oldest. My computer's dying, hold on. Oh gosh. What I'm trying to say is I've been doing this for a long time, and today I just want to do something different. Instead of me picking the squishies that I'm going to give a makeover, or you guys requesting the ones that you want to see, I'm gonna pick them at absolute complete random, which means I could get anything. I could get something really ugly, I could get something really beautiful, really big, really small. We know the extent of the variation when it comes to squishies. Am I gonna want to cheat when I pull something out that is not what I want to spend my next week on? Probably. But am I gonna do that? Absolutely not. I pinky swear to you. I just thought that this would be like a cool way to spice things up and challenge myself a little bit. Maybe I'll end up picking something that would have never ordinarily been chosen. So let's go over and pick. Welcome to my used squishy collection. I have many bins and more bins, a couple more bins. Oh, also a few squishies. They're just a little too fat for the bins. Sorry guys. At least you got that thick booty. These bins are just full of damaged, unwanted squishies that have been sent to me over the past few years in order for me to fix and decorate them in this series. Except for this bin, which I actually bought for myself. They're all organized into different categories. I made an entire video sorting through all of these. Some people doubted me and didn't think that I would be able to maintain that organization, but here we are, 1 year later, everything is still in the same order. Ha! Take that! Ow. So I'm going to be using this app to help me out. I've entered in the name of each bin on the wheel. Wait, already used was already used. That's because there's 2 of those bins. I'm gonna spin the wheel and see which one we get.
That's so pretty.
Ah, okay. Pulling out my animal bin. You guys have 0 chance. Open that up. Opie's tail is there. And then I just closed my eyes and grabbed a random squishy. Who's our first victim? Oh, okay. It's a dog. Let's get a closer look in squishy roasting. So this is a basic soft and slow animal. These are very popular for people wanting to get rid of. I've been sent many of them, but I think because these are so simple and common, they really don't get that much attention. So I've never actually decorated one of these. This one in particular definitely has rips, tears, and lots of grime with that same standard soft and slow face that we've seen again and again and again. My goal with this one is just to make it a little bit more unique and interesting. So we must sand our little creature. Be sure to really rip into it. There we go. Once we have these little tiny wounds just covering its entire body, I'm gonna just snip away some of the seams because those tend to be a little messy. Now about this big rip, it's a whole other creature on her back. Kind of looks like a panda. I'm gonna take my scissors. Let's see if we can catch something in the reflection. An eye. Always check your reflections. They can reveal things. Anyway, instead of fixing this rip, I'm actually just gonna finish the job. This is what fixing squishies looks like. Don't worry, it's gonna get better because this freaky looking donut is here. So I dug up this random donut squishy, which has a creepy face drawn on it. Oh, there's more. I like the shape of this one. It's kind of like if you dipped a donut and then all the dipped chocolate is just running down. But I hate the color scheme. And these sprinkles, they hurt me. Do I even need to talk about the spacing? It's definitely worn out. Looks like somebody tried to fix this spot with glue.
Little glue scab.
Oh, that's not cute. I'm gonna combine the donut and the dog together. You're only interesting if you're stuck in a donut. First, I need to trim off some of the body just to remove roughly the same thickness of the donut so that we can keep the same proportions of the dog. And I'll just toss away those parts of her body just like that. Wow, my trash can is dirty. This is what remains. I should have just left it like that. A literal butthead. I'm going to prep the donut by giving it a nice sanding. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Here are the 3 pieces. Time
time for glue. Unclogging that with my dotting tool and gluing the head on. Then, oh my gosh, I got some clogging issues here today. Gluing on the booty, and once I'm happy with the placement, I'm just gonna secure everything together with rubber bands. Ooh, that's comfortable. I've been working on my enunciation of the word comfortable. Whoop, comfortable. Intense self-improvement, you know, I'm just working on me, and it's real, man. About an hour later, it's time to remove the rubber bands. All the pieces are secured. Our little friend has got a new butt crack. Mission accomplished. Since there are some little gaps and rough edges where the pieces come together, I'm gonna take some puffy paint and just seal those up. Okay, that's all done and dry, so I'm gonna apply a quick base coat using some matte fabric paint. Not gonna lie, at first I was kind of disappointed that this dog squishy was my destiny this time, just because it is so basic and I didn't really have an idea for it immediately. Once I did decide to bring the donut into the equation, things started to look up. For the dog, I went with this chunky tan color. It's chunky because the paint is just getting old. I had it in my head to make this color scheme very neutral. Shades of tan, white, brown, kind of different for me. I thought a more gentle color scheme would just look really sweet for this one. All right, turn around. Let's paint that little butt. I will say this dog definitely had a very small chance of being chosen if it weren't for the randomization. It's usually the squishies that are just very unique in some way that end up getting chosen for makeovers. So, you know, I'm happy for her. Give a basic girl a chance, right? Keeping with my subtle color scheme, I went for a slightly lighter tint of tan. For her ears and paws, she's got kind of a vanilla vibe, so I took a really basic squishy that I thought was just too boring, and to make it much more interesting, I gave it a vanilla vibe. Vanilla. That makes sense. Time to work that donut. I'm going with a classic donut color. I'm giving this some shading to add a little interest since, you know, our girl Vanilla isn't really doing a whole lot in that department. No, she's doing just fine, okay? I got a nice toasted look going for the donut, and it's time for the face. I did some very intensive research and development to bring you I added a little cream eye circle and then went ahead and filled in the facial features with black paint, but to me the black was looking a little harsh, so I switched it to brown. I was experimenting with a new eye style. Instead of outlining the entire eye, I was just kind of like selectively outlining it.
This is what we call the implied line.
And I actually really like it. Finally, to deal with the frosting, I'm first going to apply a quick base coat, and then I'm taking my white puffy paint and squeezing that right from the bottle onto the squishy. And this is a very large area. It required a long time of squeezing, but I really wanted to use puffy paint and apply it nice and thick like this because it gives a really cool kind of frosting-esque look. So was it worth torturing my hand?
No.
Actually, I was kind of regretting it about halfway through, to be honest. But I did get it done. I also added a little spot of frosting on her head because when she climbed through the donut, she would have gotten frosting on her head. Obviously, that'll take probably 24 hours to dry. Okay, it's dry. I'm now adding a chocolate drizzle. I did that very, very carefully and deliberately. Drizzle is supposed to be quick and loose, so this is a little stiff looking. Adding the sprinkles should help. I was going to use my clay sprinkles, but because I wanted to do that awkward drizzle, it wasn't supposed to be awkward, but you know, you have to add sprinkles while the paint is wet, but it's really hard to do drizzle on wet paint. I know I said I was gonna do a very subdued color scheme. I did add a little color, come on. The sprinkles just add that little touch of color that I really like. Last, I added some little toes. Here is the before and after. She has changed quite a bit, And I have to say, I am really liking her new look.
Look at that little face.
She looks so happy. I mean, she is stuck in a donut. Who could be angry about that? Probably Shelly. I think these two squishies just work together really perfectly, and the overall aesthetic is exactly what I was going for. Let's hope the next one is just as good. Back to the wheel. Here we go. Okay, pulling out the mini bin. The bin itself isn't really mini, but the squishies inside are.
Thank you.
There are many, many minis going in. Look at this angry fellow on top. All right, just grab one already. Okay, here it is. This is where fate has led us. This fluorescent yellow Mickey Mouse knockoff head. I would have never picked this one. It's small, dirty, damaged, ugly.
Chill out.
Also, it makes me a little uncomfortable. There it is again. We're 2 for 2.
Why is it just a head?
Is it a cookie?
It's a head.
First step after ripping that thing out, decide what this is.
I have some ideas.
I grabbed a couple sticks from my hoard. I have these specifically because I used to make squishies by hand,
I was trying to think of ways to use these sticks that I got, because I got like 100 of them.
which I don't really do anymore.
Oh.
So I haven't needed these, but it's a good thing I've kept them all this time
Hoarding is good.
because I'm going to turn this into a lollipop, big or small. I think the big one's better. I am going to trim the length down slightly and then cut a hole into the bottom of the head, throw some glue on there, shove that stick in. Okay. All right. There are a couple repairs to be done, so let me take care of that. Doo-doo-doo. Ah! Oop. Sorry, that was loud. I'm backed up again, so I tried to unclog that with the dotting tool like I did earlier. Didn't work out so well with the puffy paint bottle. Well, I did that to my felt line drawer. Back to finishing up those repairs, now throwing on a base coat. I feel like the obvious choice here is to just paint this as a true Mickey Mouse and not some bizarre knockoff version, but I don't know, I just wasn't in the mood to do that. Instead, I decided to fully go with my lollipop idea and just give it a swirl. So I'm making this a nice cute little rainbow of pastel colors, and then I'm gonna add a nice white outline. I made the choice to also outline in between the colors. It looked ugly. It turned out way too chaotic. It looks like a spider web. So here we go again. I went back over all of those lines and boom, they're gone. On the other side, I did the exact same thing. Well, I definitely made the spiral more condensed on this side. Whoops! I was thinking about adding a little face to it, but it felt like it was just gonna be too much, so I ended up just adding some chocolate drippingness to the top, and then whoa, I decided to add one last finishing touch, a little bow. So from this to this, I am happy with this one. I mean, it's not the most exciting thing I've ever painted, but working with what I was given, I think this went pretty well. This side is definitely better looking.
Oh, sweetie, that is not your good side.
You know who would love this? Hey! We call her Nilla. No, we don't. You gotta watch that sugar intake, my dear. Don't these two just look perfect together? Don't these two just look perfect together? Look, they can have a lollipop battle. Smack, blap, smack, blap, smack, blap. I should stop. Alrighty, who is the lucky number 3? Aha, mine! So this box is full of squishies that I bought to paint. Jordan was helping me film this. He seemed a little bit more interested in filming the cat though. Just bring his attention back to the point. Here we go. And there, that's it. What is that?
It's an acorn.
I bought this a really long time ago. Now, it is very bare. Granted, acorns don't always have a ton of personality, but this one is particularly just stale. It definitely doesn't do acorns justice, okay? Acorns are actually pretty cool. Whoa. I feel like I need to censor that. It's just an acorn. Oh, come on. Even though I haven't used this much, it's already gotten quite a few little holes. Let's get to work on this. We're sanding, we're repairing. I reinforced a little stem there just in case, and we're applying a base coat. Beautiful. Now I'm going metallic. Oh, yes. It's been a while since I brought out my metallics, and
I've missed you guys.
Okay, they're ready. Now, if you didn't know, I have a small thing about acorns. I kind of like them.
A lot. Like a lot.
I have acorn squishies, I have acorn drawings, acorn decor in my living room, acorn necklace, and you know what? I am still actively looking for more acorn merch. I'm doing stripes of different colors here because it's going to be a
Special acorn.
So this is just a nice sunset color scheme. Plus green. I'm just layering it up kind of in messy stripes. Metallic paint is very translucent, so it takes many thin layers to build up the opacity. 4 layers later, boom, the colors are blended. Really hard to see with that glare though. For the top, I went with an orangey brown color. The top is kind of a normal acorn. I'm not really sure what the story is with this acorn and why it's so colorful. Maybe it's enchanted. I think this brown really clashes with the colors. It just looks terrible. So I changed it to a deeper brown. Hopefully that's a little better. Oh, and here's the part where my camera just starts moving away, just all by itself. Even my camera hates me. I know I had specific plans for my acorn squishies when I bought them.
I have some ideas for this. So I got a bunch more.
I wish I had written down what my ideas were at the time because I have no memory of what I was thinking. So now it's just the enchanted acorn. So I totally could have, maybe should have, left it like this, but of course I felt the need to take it over the top. Now the top looks like a double chocolate candy cookie. That can't be a bad thing, right? So that's right, I gave a makeover to an acorn and it looks straight up beautiful. It's about time that I added an acorn squishy to my collection. I mean, come on, everyone's got one. I think this came out really pretty. Here are all my completed projects from the random selection. This was really fun. I enjoyed the challenge of not being able to control what I get. Let me know if you guys want to see me do it this way again. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!